today. This is in response to Billy's Talking Points memo from, what did they say, Wednesday, September 10th, September 9th, 2015. The nation turns against the Iran nuke deal. Now, Billy shows out some statistics on this, and I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe a fair amount of Americans don't know enough about it. And then the ones that are against it because Obama's for it. Let's just put it that way. I remember it was back in the day. People weren't really happy. A lot of people, even Republicans, weren't happy when Nixon went to China. I don't even know when was it? 72, something like that, long time ago. But we didn't have the internet then, so I don't know how much it was really going around. But now we have all this communication, so anyone who doesn't like Obama is against this deal. And who was it? Senator Lindsey Graham indicated he was against it before he even read the deal. So, it's sort of mind-boggling. And Billy is trying to point out that no one wants the deal. But the thing is, it's really not going to affect most Americans. Let's just hope that Iran keeps their end of the bargain, and that 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, they still don't have a nuke. And where did all this yelling and screaming go at this particular point in time? Because Billy had a couple yellers and screamers. He showed Ted Cruz, who was screaming and squawking about the whole thing, and Trump was screaming and squawking about the whole thing. And of course, they're indicating that Iran's going to get about $100 billion, $150 billion. And yes, they are. We've frozen that money, I believe, since the hostage taking in Iran in 1979 or something like that. So, and let's go over a couple quick things about the Iran deal. Number one, it's with us, it's with England, it's with France, it's with Germany, it's with China, and it's with Russia. Everyone signed on, and Iran signed on. People in the atomic energy, or physicists, all these types of people, a lot of them are for it. They know what is actually going on in all of this, and they know that these, they're not sanctions, but the things in the treaty that Iran must abide to are things that we can verify, and if we find out that they're trying to screw us over, we can bring the sanctions right back in. Another thing that is never really discussed is, again, whenever you have a treaty like this, everyone has to come out a winner in some way. And so Trump and Cruz, Billy, they're all indicating that we're not a winner in all this. Now, we are a winner in all this. Number one, it frees up more oil. Number two, we now have a trading partner which we may be able to do $20 billion, $40 billion worth of trade per year. Number three, it's going to open up a lot more travel to and from. Now remember, people don't really realize this. A lot of people don't realize this, but Iran, they're not Arabs. The people in Iran, they're not Arabs. I mean, there's many, many people in Iran, but they're mostly, they're Persians. They're Persians. They're not Arabs. They speak Farsi. They don't speak Arabic. It's a different race, and it's a different culture. And I've worked for people from Iran, had my hair done for people from Iran. Very, very lovely people. They don't want anything, those that are here don't want anything to do with the people who are running that government. Like to think that as time goes on, that the will of the people will come about, and we'll have more democracy in there. We'll even have better relations with Iran. Can't say that's going to happen. But the people of Iran do not like the mullahs, do not like the way they run the country. And they are completely different from the Arabs. And I think that the travel that will go about and the trade that will go about, I think all of those are good things. But Billy wants to be against it. Cruz wants to be against it. Trump wants to be against it. Hillary is for it. Hillary came out for it yesterday. Of course, she came out after the Democrats had to vote, so that number one, if they don't have it, number one, they think they have enough votes so that it won't even come up for a vote. in the Senate, and if it did come up for a vote in the Senate, the vote on the Iran bill would be no, and then Obama would veto that, and of course the Democrats already have enough votes that they cannot override the veto. But the whole thing of it is, Billy wants to blame everything that's going on in Iran, everything that's going on in Iraq, everything that's going on in the Middle East, this huge refugee problem that's going on right now, on Obama. And of course, he has to bring that thread back into it. You know, there are a tremendous amount of refugees. I don't know how much we were caught off guard. Obviously, a lot of these countries are caught off guard. Remember, some of these Eastern Bloc countries are very xenophobic. They don't want these people in there. I don't know how they're making their transition to get into Europe. They're obviously, they are leaving because death is at their doorstep in Syria, and they got to get the hell out of there. That's how bad it is. And Billy blames ISIS on Obama, and Billy blames ISIL on Obama, and et cetera, et cetera. Let's just do a couple quick things. Number one, the Syrian war has been going on for a long time. They have, if America wanted to bomb them back in the day, 3, 4, 5 years ago when this thing all started, may not have been doing that well, because Syria has good relationships with Russia, and they have top of the line anti-aircraft, anti-missile, anti-plane radar systems in place in Syria. It would have been hard to bomb Syria. So in the vacuum that Syria had in their civil war, ISIS took hold. And remember, ISIL, Daesh is really just started out as Baathists, then became Al-Qaeda, then became ISIL, so to speak. So it was a continuation of what has been going on. And it's not going to stop just because we're throwing some bombs there. We do not have the partners, whether it be Turkey, Syria, Iran, Iraq. We don't have anyone in there who can hold the land and keep the land. Remember, you can't bomb you can bomb people to smithereens, but how are you going to hold the land? You have to hold the geography. Remember, all wars are really about geography. They're not about religion. They're about geography. Religion might have a big aspect to it, but it's about geography. And blaming Obama is not how we're going to solve this solution. Just again, one other quick note about all that. Everything Billy said, everything Trump said, everything Cruz said. Not one single solution to the things that have been going on in Syria, Iran, and Iraq.